Happy Halloween, my friends. Virus here. Today is the last day of Ox Spook Scaretober, and I thought it was only fitting that I ended off with a story from my childhood. A story that kind of shaped the way I see horror, I suppose. What game was that, of course? Well, it was Pokemon Diamond. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pokemon Diamond, the most innocent kids game ever, Doesn't seem like it'd be that scary, but trust me. Trust me. Just let me tell this story, and you might be singing a different song. So without further ado, here's the story of what terrified me in Pokemon Diamond. Growing up, I really never asked for much, nor did I ever have much. As a kid, it was always just I got something on my birthday or Christmas, and this is a story that starts on Christmas Day to a younger Virus that was super excited to get a DS under the Christmas tree. And with that DS, Pokemon Diamond. I was ecstatic about getting Pokemon Diamond because recently I had started watching the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl anime because that's what I was into. I loved Pokemon. I still love Pokemon to this day. And for reference, I will be using Pokemon Brilliant Diamond footage in this video because, well, it's easier to get my hands on. So, of course, I booted Pokemon Diamond up and I was immediately taken by the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was great. And I only thought it was great until I got to Eterna Forest. And then I thought it was amazing. Just the tone of it felt amazing. And sometimes, to this day, I go back and listen to it. And on rare occasions, when I take a walk through the woods, I sometimes turn on the Eterna Forest soundtrack and just walk through the woods, and it just feels right. It just feels right. So, I just, keep walking around Eterna Forest, get in a few trainer battles, of course. And then when I get to the end of Eterna Forest, I see this. These two bushes that can be cut down with cut. Of course, I didn't have access to the cut TM yet, HM even. So I progressed through Eterna City, got the HM for cut, and cut down this bush. I had no idea what was awaiting me at the end of that bush. Standing before me was the old chateau. Now, it might just look like a normal building, just creepy, run-of-the-mill, just abandoned building. But then I walked in, and immediately the tone shifted. Gone was the beautiful Eterna Forest music, and it was this creepy, violin-y music. I knew right away that something completely changed about this place, and that there was something waiting for me here. But I did not know what it was. So I just walked around a little bit, and I was like, yeah, this place looks kind of creepy. And it was a little bit unsettling, of course. And then I got to this hallway. And this hallway harbors a room that would scar me quite a bit. And when I went through this door, I see a TV with static on it. No one home. No signs of life other than the Ghastly you can fight here, which actually made me believe that Ghastly were just deceased Pokemon. So I never really wanted to use them because I just thought it was sad that they were just, dead. I thought they were dead Pokemon, basically. So I'm looking at this TV. And just for some reason, this just wave of anxiety just courses through me. There's no obvious sign of power in this house, so there has to be something going on with this TV, I thought. So I approach it. And this text reads out. The TV has an oddly malevolent feel. It's as if it is staring. I froze. It terrified me, thinking that there was something behind that TV. Something paranormal, something unnatural, something inhuman, perhaps. It freaked me out to the point where I just ran. I ran out of there, and I did not go back for quite a while. And then, that night, I'm pretty sure what happened was I clicked the remote next to me in my sleep. I rolled over and hit the power button. So let's say this is my room. Here's my room right here. And here's the CRT television. Because it's CRT television, when they turn on and there's no signal, there's static. So when I roll over and see the static, the first thing I see, and I kid you not, I swear, within the static of my CRT, I saw staticky eyes. Not so much like they were eyes that, looked like static. It looked like there was eyes looking back at me within the static, as if it is staring. I freaked out. Internally, of course, because that's how severe that freaked me out. I physically could not scream. I could not move. I just stared back. And then the eyes, quote-unquote eyes, were gone. And of course, me being sure I was, as soon as the eyes were gone, ran out to my parents and explained everything. They tried to convince me that sometimes that happens where there's certain points in the TV that, break and, they have, those, distorted static portions, but I did not believe it. I believed that creature, whatever it was, inside that TV in Pokemon Diamond was after me. And it's because I had quite the imagination as a kid. Today, I obviously know that's fake, and that's false, excuse me. And it turns out, it is a Rotom in the TV. So, of course, I didn't think to do what was necessary to get the Rotom out. I just thought it was, there was something definitely in the TV, and it creeped me out. And, I just continued with the game after that. And there were a couple restless nights for a while, but after a while I got over it, luckily, and continued with the game. And I finished it pretty not so soon, I'd say. Not so soon. It was at a time, obviously, I was a young kid at the time, so that game, I probably played that game for 6 months before beating it. I don't know why it took me so long, but I definitely remember the Elite Four giving me trouble. But, and the champion obviously gave me trouble as well. She's the second, hardest champion, ever, I've heard. But, yeah, and that's why when I got the remake, Brilliant Diamond, I got to the chateau, and I uttered the words, "I could never forget you." And I just walked in, and when I heard the music, it all came rushing back to me. I was like, whoa, this really is unsettling. And I think it's pretty great that they released Pokemon Brilliant Diamond when they did, as it was the first Pokemon game I ever purchased and played as an adult. So it was like I was reliving my childhood. Of course, I will save my feelings for this game, more of these feelings of this game, for a review that is long overdue. And I have a lot to say about it, honestly. I could go on and on about this game. But that's where the story of the old chateau ends, unfortunately. And if it weirded you out as a kid, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your story with it. And I think it definitely shaped my feelings towards horror as a kid, as a person. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever forget Pokemon Brilliant Diamond / Diamond. I think it'll always be considered one of my favorite games of all time, despite the horrifying experience of the old chateau. But that is my story, my friends, and now it has come to an end. Thank you all for watching. I'm so excited to be able to talk about this. I was looking forward to talking about this all year. So what'd you think? I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, and if you're done trick-or-treating this year, I hope you had a great Halloween. And I really hope you got some name brands: Reese's, Hershey's, Snickers, M&M's. Tootsie Rolls are as cheap as I hope they got. Because, seriously, if they handed out those like nasty little hard candies, well, that's really unfortunate. If you did go trick-or-treating this year, by chance, comment down below what you were for Halloween. Thank you all for watching. Happy Halloween, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Virus out.